Get ready to match the star. Greg Morris, Brett Summers, Gary Burghoff, Joyce Bulifant, Richard Dawson, and Fannie Flagg as we play the star-studded Big Money Match Game 75. And now here's the star of Match Game 75, Gene Rivers.
Hello there. Thank you, Johnny Olson.
I love a parade.
There was a little guy looking for you. Did you see him?
Yes, I saw him. The dingalings are getting a little dingier, aren't they?
I just had to try.
You want to
that
walk
one.
down? Well, good. Try it. Do it now.
No,
Not
I
unless you
can't
have
do
a
it
finish.
anymore.
Oh, all right.
I
Okay.
I didn't get to hold up my card.
You didn't? All right. Hold it up now.
Oh, it says I hate sacks.
You can't say that. It's a friend of yours. You shouldn't say that about him.
They have great clothes.
What are you? Oh, you've got. Is that Alfred Newman?
Now, this is a picture of my oldest son.
That's Howdy Doody.
Charlie McCarthy.
Is that Charlie McCarthy?
Howdy Doody.
Howdy Doody.
You're
Oh,
younger. You're
yes.
younger than I thought you were.
How soon they forget.
Now
Yes.
watch. Inhale deeply and you will see him frown. Let's get on with it.
Let's get on with it. Hello, Marcia Kaufman and Judy Adams. Ladies, how are you? Marcia's our current champion here with $5,600. How about that? Good. And Judy is challenging her. We've played round one, and we have a score of 0-0.
That's very close.
It's what you call a pitcher's duel. And we'll see if we'll break this tieless score here in a moment or so, but first we've got this message. Here we go. Round two coming up. Judy, would you make a selection?
B.
B. Now, let's see. Everybody plays. Betty said, I think my husband has been a policeman too long.
How long has he been a
I'll tell you how long he's been a policeman. Last night, while he was sound asleep,
Yeah.
he read me my rights, then he blanked me. That's what it says. Last night, while he was sound asleep, he read me my rights, then he blanked me.
No. You can't see that.
All right, this lower tier is ready, and Gary is ready.
Well, so is this upper tier.
All right. Now we're all set. We'll come over here to Judy Adams. This lady Betty said, I think my husband has been a policeman too long. Last night, while he was sound asleep, he read me my rights, then he blanked me.
Handcuffed me.
Handcuffed me. Well, that's what they do in those movies, don't they? They read you your rights, and then they handcuff you and take you away and book you or do something like that. What'd you say, Greg?
Well,
You've been involved with this, haven't you?
yes, well, I didn't know.
What do they do?
I didn't know where they got. What do you mean? Hey, baby, we don't all go to jail.
Ernie, you've played parts like that, haven't you?
You don't?
Yeah.
But you do sleep.
I said he slapped her.
He slapped her.
Now, you did it again.
Yes.
Well, they saw it, didn't
you?
you? Ira, did you see it?
Yes, he saw it.
So
Okay.
shut up.
Said slapped. All
Sorry,
right.
it didn't match
We're
anyway.
not all brutal.
Yes.
Violence on television doesn't go, Greg.
What do you say?
I say I feel sorry for that man's wife. His.
Yes.
Well, there's only one answer, I said to him. I said, there's only one answer. He said, oh, really? I said, slapped. And I said, arrested.
Arrested.
I thought that was
He
the
read me
only...
my rights, then he arrested me. Okay, Gary.
For the
Well,
6 or
couldn't you
7.
say terrific or something,
No,
honey?
rotten.
For the 6.
Terrifically rotten. For the sake of...
Forget it. I said arrested too.
You said arrested, too.
Can't get
Well, the
a word
answer
in
she's
one
looking for.
word.
Last night, while my husband was sound asleep, he read me my rights, and then he blanked me. Now, she says handcuffed.
And I says, shot her.
I wasn't quite that violent.
That's police brutality if I've ever heard it.
And it's hard to talk, too, about it afterwards.
It sure is.
But it was all right because she was only half drunk.
Okay, Dawson, you're on.
I want to hear the question again.
All right. I just read it to her. You
Well,
forget
read it to me. Hamburger.
You got a short memory, haven't you?
I never claimed to have a long one. Now read the question.
All right, here it is.
I'm sick of these bums.
Last night, while he was sound asleep,
Yes?
he read me my rights, then he blanked me.
Well, I knew the woman. She was very well endowed. He read her the rights, and then he busted her. I was calling you guys
All right, Louis.
seriously,
I
folks.
would have done the same thing if I were in his shoes or wherever he was. All right, speaking of bust, Fannie, what did you say?
I said arrested.
Arrested, okay. No handcuffs, I'm sorry to say. Now, all you need is one to win another game. And let's see if it happens. Here it is. One counterfeiter said to the other, I'm telling you this dollar bill you've made is no good. Who ever heard of George Washington with a blank?
Huh?
You're really thrilled with this question, I can see.
Oh, I know that.
Two counterfeiters are talking to one another, and one says to the other, I'm telling you this dollar bill you've made is no good. Who ever heard of George Washington with a blank?
I give up. I never heard. Who did hear?
I don't know.
I know.
Am I gonna...
We've all finished that. We're just doing this for you.
Stop with your gag answer. Come on. That's not how this story goes.
Come on, now write it, Nancy.
George
please.
Washington
Who ever
with-
heard of George Washington with a blank?
I have no idea what to say.
Well, put something down. I mean, come on, please, Brett.
I am trying.
This is the only show I've got. Please.
I know the television audience is getting free, but I'd pay to be down there.
Sorry, the service
We
is
ordered 20 minutes ago.
I got it.
Nothing's
I got
happening.
it.
Okay,
Oh, just
the
my
dingbat
head was
finally got
totally
one.
blank. I was only
All
one
right,
answer.
Marcia. One counterfeiter said to the other, I'm telling you this dollar bill you made is no good. Who ever heard of George Washington with a...
I haven't the slightest idea. A hat?
You'd have the slightest idea. You drew a blank on it, huh? You've been thinking about it all this time?
Yes.
And all you can think of is hat.
It's a toughie.
All right. Well, now, on the dollar bill, he is not wearing a hat, is he? On the regular dollar
I think
bill.
it's just a plain
So that would
crinoline
be,
with pearls.
that would be a dumb thing.
Wearing his normal
String
white
of
wig and
pearls?
his...
I think it's just plain black crinoline.
No. Because you see, the white ruffled shirt, the pearls wouldn't show.
No, you're right.
But he's wearing...
Yes. Go ahead.
This is the same thing, and I want you to know that.
All right, now wait a minute.
I said hat with a yarmulke.
A yarmulke. That's a hat, and that wins the game. What is yours, Richard? Come on down there. We got some dingbat answers there. We had hernia from him,
Joyce
and
said
you
with a
had
bird.
the bird and hat. And what did you say finally?
Without a wig.
Without a wig.
Without a wig, the world...
Well, congratulations to you. You stand by for a moment or so. We've got to say goodbye to Judy Adams. Judy, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you. It was great being here.
Thank you very much. We've got a gift for Judy Adams. Goodbye. Thank you. Now, I've got a little message for you here, and then you come right back. Here we are with Marcia Kaufman again. She's got $5,700, and she's going to have another go at it. Ready?
Ready?
We polled a recent studio audience, and we got their best response to this. Betsy blank. Now, the answer they gave most often is worth $500 if you match it. If you match the next one, you get $250, and the third, $100. Whom do you choose?
Joyce again.
Joyce again.
Betsy Ross.
All right, you got one. Richard. Betsy.
Betsy Palmer.
Betsy
Nice
Palmer.
actress that I
Yep.
like.
Okay.
Not
Gary.
as much applause as Betsy Ross.
Gary. Have you got one, Gary?
All I can think of is Betsy Blaine.
Betsy Blaine?
Not many
It's a
people
girl I
think of
used to
her.
go out with in high school.
Now, come on. Yeah, are you serious? That's a girl you used to go out with in high school,
Yes,
Betsy Blaine?
Yeah, she's related to the Hoovers.
I'd pick that.
Come
if
on,
I
now
were
you've got to
you.
give us a better answer than that.
Betsy Blair.
Betsy Blair. Okay, you got Betsy Blair, Betsy Ross, and Betsy Palmer.
But Betsy Blaine was a better
Betsy
girl.
Ross.
You want Betsy Ross. Okay, Betsy Ross is the one she's looking for. Let's find out if it's up there, and if it's there, where is it? First, we'll find out if it's under the $100 response. No, it is not. Betsy Ross.
Well, that's Betsy Blaine's married
No,
now.
I'm sorry. That is Betsy Blaine.
That's it.
That's why I stopped dating
Marcia
her.
tells me that Betsy Wetsy is a doll.
Who's Betty Blaine?
And
But
does
you don't
she
hear us
really?
talking.
She does, huh? Oh, she does? Oh, I see. Okay.
So little girls getting
So
trained
here
to
we
be
go,
mothers.
looking for Betsy
There's a
Ross
brother
all
named
over the
Boopy.
place. Let's find out if it's under the $250 response. Betsy Palmer there. That's the one that Richard gave. Yes, sirree.
How
Okay.
quickly you forget.
Yes. Worth $250.
worth
Now, last chance for Betsy Ross. Here is the $500 response. You got Betsy Ross. Congratulations. Well done. Now. Well, you're going to have another go at the 5,000. You're up to 6,200 now. Which celebrity would you like to try to match head to head?
I think I'll stick with Joyce.
Gonna stick with you, Joyce? Boy, you're getting a real workout on
I
these
know.
shows this week, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. Marcia, would you please face me? Here's the $5,000 question. Panty blank. That's P-A-N-T-Y blank. All right, would you ding your dinger when she... That's it, all right. She's finished. And now, Marcia, we ask you to come up with an answer which you think will match hers. Panty blank.
Hose.
You say pantyhose. Okay? Pantyhose is what she says will match you for $5,000. May we see yours, please?
I beg
You're okay. Now. All right. For $10,000, would you do Now may we see the answer, if you please. Joyce, are you with us?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
She says pantyhose.
Pantyhose. Let me see. I can't remember. It's been so long. I said hose.
Pantyhose! Congratulations! You got $11,200 now. How about that? You got plans for that money?
I'll think of something.
You think of some... She says she's going to figure out some way of spending it. She will find a way. Where is your husband sitting now? He's down in the fourth row down there?
Now my grandmother's here.
Your grandmother? You turned your husband in for your grandmother?
Babysitting the kids.
Oh, he's babysitting the kids. Which one is your grandmother now? Oh, there she is. Oh, hello there, Mrs. What's her name? Mrs. Herman. Nice to have you with us. Okay. Now, Marcia's going to play another game, so let's bring on another player right now and welcome William Mitchell. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
William, you know Marcia? Now, William Mitchell, we'd like to hear a little bit about you, if you would, please, sir.
I am from Evanston, Illinois. I'm a sports writer for a suburban newspaper in Chicago. Have a wife and 2 children, and they call me Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell.
Not related to the Air Force, Billy Mitchell.
Shall we call you Billy?
You may.
All right, Billy, I'll push this button and ask you to make a selection.
Thank you. I'll try A, please.
A. New game, folks. Here we go. I guess everybody here, on the stage and off the stage, knows how wonderful Greg Morris was on Mission Impossible.
How wonderful.
That was a great...
How wonderful was that?
I'll tell you how wonderful he was. Greg Morris said, "My honeymoon was really an impossible mission. As soon as we got into the hotel room, my blank began to self-destruct."
I'm not going to write.
Yes, everybody right.
His wife told me about it, but she
Really?
said not to mention it.
Yes, good.
Thanks a lot, Joyce.
Remember, William Mitchell is going to be trying to match you, dingbats. All right.
Just love Hollywood.
Who gave
Only
you
in
them
Hollywood.
diamonds, you racy woman?
Now, just concentrate for a second.
I
promised my mother.
All right. My
I would
honeymoon
never
was really
write
an
that
impossible
word.
mission. As soon as we got into the
Tape
hotel room,
recorder.
my blank began to self-destruct. Put something down in the card.
Joyce, dear.
Joyce,
Joyce, we're waiting for you, sweetheart.
I don't.
All right. Okay.
We know you've been under
That's
restraint.
all right.
She's right here.
Now, Billy Mitchell. You've seen Mission Impossible?
Yes, indeed.
And you've seen Greg Morris in it?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Who'd you like best?
He says, my honeymoon was really an impossible mission. As soon as we got into the hotel room, my blank began to self-destruct.
I'll say body.
My body began to... He said my body began to self-destruct. No, he's got it all together. All right, Greg, what did you say about this?
Her body. My wife.
My wife began to self-destruct. Okay. Brett, what'd you say?
I say when you're newly married, you don't refer to your loved one as a wife. You refer to her as a bride.
A bride. Bride and body do not match. And Gary?
And I happen to know that he recorded every single moment of it.
He did.
Yes, he did. It was his bride.
Bride. That seems to be the answer. I would.
Not really.
Yeah. What do you know? What is the answer?
Oh, it's really his confidence.
His confidence began to self-destruct. That's a good one. Okay. My honeymoon was really an impossible mission. As soon as we got into the hotel room, my blank began to self-destruct.
That's funny. Your honeymoon was the same as Greg. Wow, what was your answer?
My answer was...
You didn't have one, did you?
No, I didn't.
I'll tell you why your wife began to self-destruct. Death before dishonor. Passion.
Passion. All right.
Nice word for it.
So far, he's looking... no one's offered William Mitchell one body yet. Do you offer...
Well, listen, Billy.
She's offered it to everybody else. Why not Billy Mitchell?
Come on now. Body's the answer.
You know, Brett and I kid,
Yeah.
she is a doll. I've seen her without her clothes, and right on her little bottom says Mattel.
The original
No match
Betsy
there.
Wetsy.
Your question coming up, but right now, coming up is this message for you. Here we go, folks.
Okay.
Second half of round one. Ready? This is for you, my dear. Tarzan said... Ouch! He said...
Boy, keep those singing lessons up, Brett. They're
Tarzan said, me hate April Fool's Day. Last April, Jane put blank on my vine. Jane put blank on my vine.
They were never married, you know. Well, I've said that before.
That's right.
They weren't.
They weren't married.
I'm surprised they show that stuff on television. Where'd they get boy from? They sent away from him. No, that's the name. Put it down.
What is that? What?
It's the European spelling.
Okay.
And you're selling tuna fish?
Yes.
Can't even spell.
Tarzan said, me hate April Fool's Day. Last April, Jane put blank on my vine.
Grease.
Grease, she says.
Grease on my vine.
Grease on my vine.
And a melody
You on
in
my
my
mind.
heart.
Hello, Greg.
Between her, and
you-
you over here,
yeah.
right? I'm going deaf in both ears. What'd she say?
She said grease. Jane put grease on my vine.
Yeah.
Grease it is. Well, there's one for you. Yes, he is.
She did it every April Fool's Day. That's why when you saw him swinging from those trees, he went from tree to tree going, because he was falling.
Falling.
Grease on his vine.
So far we got two greasy vines.
Well, although where she got it in the jungle, I'll never know, unless she talked him into combing his hair. I said grease.
So there's three greasy vines. That's a terrible jungle with all those greasy vines floating around.
It's
What
such
have you
a
got?
wonderful thought, though. Slip.
Yep.
I said greasy.
That's
vine. I
four
spelled it
greasy
right.
vines.
Four greasy vines.
I'm surprised that Gary does not know where Jean gets that from. She gets that from Cheetah. He's a grease monkey. Don't you love mechanical jokes?
Yes, I do. There's
grease.
one. Another one.
Is there any other kind?
And you? 6. You know, that rarely happens. That really is most unusual to get all 6 in the first round. So that means, William, you got your work cut out for you. You got to Get them all and achieve a tie. Which one do you want?
I'll try B, please.
All right, everybody plays. Phil said, there's this mailbox near my house. It's almost human. Whenever I put in a letter, it blanks. There's this mailbox near my house. It's almost human.
I finished.
Whenever I put in a letter, it blanks.
Can I just go move my car? I finished.
All right.
Can I?
No, not yet.
It's in my
Just take a
dressing
second.
I got it. I
a
got
couple
it.
of
Just a minute, I tell you. It just took a few minutes.
All right, now we'll come over here to Bill Mitchell. All right, Billy. Phil said there's this mailbox near my house. It's almost human. Whenever I put in a letter, it blanks.
Speaks.
It speaks. All right, he says speaks. Got to match everybody to stay in the game, Greg.
I said snatches it.
It snatches it. So that means Marcia Kaufman wins the game. Okay. Here you go again. Now, gotta say goodbye to Billy Mitchell. Thank you. We've got a gift for you. Thank you for being with us, Billy
Thank you
Mitchell.
very much.
So long.
Bye-bye.
Now this message for you, and then you come right back. Gene Raber, Match Game 75. Goodbye. Goodbye. So long.
This is Johnny Olson speaking for Match Game 75, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Stay tuned for Tattletales next over most of these CBS stations.